Always think of better ways to flip your money. Why would you want to lock in $20,000 on a deal that has no equity in it? On pure speculation. All right, part 5. Here's one thing I want to share with you. Some people will say, oh, but if you have $20,000 to put around, you should have $30,000 to do this kind of deal so you don't lose out on them. Even if you have money stacked around, people that have money stacked around, they are concerned about the return on investment of that money. They want that money to be working. Okay, if my money is going to leave a savings account and be invested into your deal or go into your hands, what is my reward? Is it worth it? Okay, 15%, 20%, 10%. The bank is usually in the business of flipping money like that, right? So always think of better ways to flip your money. Why would you want to lock in $20,000 on a deal that has no equity in it? On pure speculation. That's a terrible, terrible, terrible way of flipping your cash. Okay, if you do that enough time, you will go broke. And that's something I wanted to make sure I share with you here before we dive into this last part of the series. Let's get into it. Okay, it's possible. Who is buying the house or responsible for the original mortgage? Sorry for my ignorance, I'm still learning. Yeah. Then you'd have to have the cash and reserves to do it. Exactly. Why would I want to put $20,000? Wholesaling is great money, but it's active income. It's one exit strategy. If you have some money set aside from successful wholesale deals, I'd encourage you and everyone else to grab deals like this for long-term passive cash flow. All right, that's if again it's cash flowing. So it's possible if it's cash flowing. Let's say you can command a rent of $2,000 in that area and you only have $1,200. Of course, sure. Of course, for sure. But we don't have that information. Okay. And if so, here's the question I want to ask at this point. If that was the case, why would he want to sell? If he could cash flow $2,000 and rent his property house out, right? Why wouldn't he want to rent it out and collect that cash flow? Or because he needs $20,000 cash right now, then he needs to list the property for sale, conventional ways. Again, there's no real problem here, so there's no problem to solve. The investor would be buying the house and would be making the primary mortgage payments on behalf of the former owner. Then you look for an owner occupant buyer to buy it on your terms. The equity spread and difference in interest rates creates the positive cash flow for you. Keep asking questions and learning. There are so many ways to succeed in REI. No, in theory, yes. There's so many ways, but people that make money in real estate investing focus on one or two, maybe three strategies at most. Okay, so you can spread yourself too thin on theoretical ideologies and never make a dime. That's very possible, but that's not why you're here, I am guessing. The caveat to this is to make sure that the bank does not call on the due on sale clause. That's what I was talking about. Okay, make sure you had that in when teaching. Yes, because if the bank calls on due, because every time you sell, they need to pay off the existing mortgage. If this clause is in there, okay. Once the bank finds out, it's a wrap. Somebody has to pay that $215,000 as a whole, or you lose the whole deal or catch a lawsuit. Okay. Um, True. So she's agreeing. If you have a good real estate attorney to settle the deal, it doesn't happen often, but definitely a contingency to be ready for. Cultivate good relationship with local banks and credit unions in case you need to quickly refinance. There you go. So she's talking like someone who is established and has all the cash, and most people watching our videos are not. Okay, so that's I'm talking to you. If you're fresh, you've only closed a few deals, you don't have that kind of cash to be thrown around for litigation cost, to paying lawyers to fight for you in the court, then keep it safe. Keep it safe. Get rid of a property, move on to the next one, and keep things clean. Okay. But if banks want money, not houses, so banks want money, not houses. That's true. So if you're paying up to date, then usually there will not be any problem. But if you don't pay, if payment halts at some point, you can catch a lawsuit. So they tend to not mind even if the due on clause sale is in the contract. It's an option for the bank, but definitely not mandatory. That's very true. It's an option for the bank to exercise if money is not coming in. It's an option for the bank. I know an investor who has done over 10,000 subject to purchases and has had less than 10 called. Well, that 10 that called out of 10,000 could be your first 10. Just think about that. Okay, this is a bad example to use as an excuse to get into risky situations. Okay, um, just remember that this could end up being your first 10. Okay, or the first one could end up being the trouble one for you. Just remember that. So it's very good to remember that. All right, so let's continue here. All right, so I stated here, even if you have the money, speculation is a terrible way to flip your cash. All right, so that's true. If you have the money laying around, speculation is extremely terrible. Just make sure you have all your facts lined up before you throw $20,000 around. Perfect for a sub two lease purchase, any type of term deal. Yeah, yes, but the word perfect is off because you don't have enough information to know if it's perfect. Don't give in. Don't pay $240,000. That sounds like more what I'm looking for. If the seller set the price, you set the terms. If the seller needs cash within 30 days, they are not in a position to set top dollar price. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Tell her to list it and wait for the 240K and make a deal with you for your price. There you go. There you go. Wait for the 2000. Let's see if the market has $240,000 to offer, and then continue to stay in contact with them. Follow up is a great strategy here because follow up doesn't cost you a dime. It's just part of your marketing activities. Okay. This, if they need it sold quickly, they lose their leverage. Yep, there you go. Again, when they say lose their leverage, that's what I call losing their attraction from me. They should be attracted to me because I bring the solution to the table if there was an actual problem, right? That creates leverage. Okay, if they want quick money, they lost their leverage. Okay, and then they have to be open to short sales. If they want and they have to want less than $20,000. Is that making sense? Okay. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right. So they lose their leverage is definitely a key point here. Okay. Lose their leverage. Offer them what you need the numbers to be to make it work for you. Don't be afraid to negotiate. Negotiations is basically what I would engage in as opposed to overly thinking that terms is just always a way out. Okay, terms are not going to work if they're not motivated. Okay, they're going to look at you like you're crazy if you start throwing terms all over the place, and they're like, wait, that sounds crazy, I don't even understand what you're talking about. Okay, because the more terms you have on the table, the more complicated it sounds, and the higher the chances they're going to be like, you are crazy. All right. I personally would refer them to a realtor. Yeah, I would personally get a license if you don't have a license and list that property. Have the realtor sell it for free or $1,500. I would personally have somebody on my team who has a license. Have the realtor sell it for free or $1,500. Okay? Pay that to you. The realtor gets two deals and gets a listing. There you go. That's how you do it. I'm going to click like on that. So, man, let me click like on the ones that are making sense here. Nathan says, and I'll pre-qualify the buyer, close in 15 to 21 days. Boom, you get paid. Realtor gets paid and hopefully generates a crap ton of new buyer leads for themselves. Boom, boom, boom. This is how to think outside of the box of being a wholesaler. You can also make money from retail deals. Okay? Don't let the gurus overthink you into trouble. Okay? Or don't let the gurus teach you to overthink into trouble or overthink yourself completely out of this world. You may think you're thinking outside of the box, but you're thinking out of this world. Okay? But yes, with that in mind, I believe with God all things are possible. Okay? Refer them to a realtor. You won't be able to help them get what they need in 30 days. Realtor in Florida here happy to give qualified referrals. Of course. Of course. Okay, so finally she's going to say something. Okay, thank God. She says, here are the options. Of course, green are the best options. Yellow are doable, and red you want to stay away from. I have a few meetings this AM, but we'll explain further this evening. All right, so let's see what she has. Okay. Wholesale, $172,000. Okay. All right. So fix and flip, $185,000. Well, my number was what? 172? I think so. My number was okay. So she's $10,000 off of me, all right? Because I do 65%. Okay. Okay. When you market hard enough, you'll get your numbers. You will get the number you want at the right time for the right deals. Okay. So she's saying stay away from this. Why stay away from it? Just offer it. Why stay away from it if they don't turn it down? If they turn it down, then that's when you worry about that. Okay. Mortgage assigned, $215,000. I don't know what she's basing that number on. Okay. What's the income? What's the income potential of the property, right? So I don't know what that is. Short sale 185. She says stay away from short sale. I don't know why. Okay. Wrap. I think that's the note wrap they were talking about. 198 $98,000. All of this is equity partner, $219,000. Stay away from it. Our contract $238,000. Listing 265. Okay. 235. Again, this doesn't explain anything. Okay. All right. So yeah, I don't know. This is again, anybody can create spreadsheets like this. Doesn't mean anything to me. The reality is somebody willing to cough up that money. If you're willing to cough up that money and you can justify it, please go for it. All right. If you have investors that are willing to cough up that money and go for it, sure, absolutely. But we don't motivation based on the information she gave. There's no motivation. Um, Based on the number she gave is basically there's no equity to play with. Um, but there's an information that's missing, which is how much can the place rent for in any given month. Okay. It's a nifty spreadsheet. Did you create this? Nice looking spreadsheet. Please share. Okay. All right. So following lease option this to a tenant buyer. Okay. Lease option adds value. Sell this for 270K. Okay. I guess require 25K down payment. Again, somebody has to cough up that money so you can pay off your seller and give you 5K on the front end. This will leave $245,000. The balance of the mortgage is only 215. When the tenant gets a loan and exercises their option, if they do, right, they will cash out. By the way, that has to be the loan has to be justified with the value of the property, of course, with the proper certified appraiser. They'll cash out and you'll make $30,000 on the back end, on the back at end. Never posted the monthly. There you go. So on point. Never posted the monthly mortgage payment, but there is potential for a monthly cash flow as well. Yeah, if there are two information that's not posted here, the monthly mortgage which I came up with earlier, but it depends on when the mortgage was created, right? So my number may be off, right? But it also depends on the income. Income is king, guys. Income is king. What's the income on this property? We need to know what that is. Okay. All right. We need to know the potential monthly cash flow, lease option or not. Okay, we need to know that. We don't have that information. All right, so she goes here. She posted this 15 hours ago. With Facebook ad, you kill two birds with one stone. You receive your leads and your cash buyers. Okay, okay. I guess. Let me see. It says, "Hey, saw your post on Facebook. Can you add me to your cash buyers list?" Oh, yeah, but people adding to cash buyer. Okay, did somebody ask to be added to your cash buyer list? That's a good thing, by the way. That's good stuff. That's definitely good stuff. That's one of the good news about Facebook ads, which is something we teach. Just download the book, Facebook. Sorry, Smart Real Estate Wholesaling.com. Okay. All right. So these are very good stuff. Okay. These are very, very good stuff. But that's what I have for you on this video. I mean, hopefully you got some stuff from it. If you want more of this information, stay tuned. Hey, so as you can see, it's very easy to do this business. Okay, It's simple to do the business, maybe not so easy. One of the things that doesn't make it easy is because there's so many trainers and gurus and coaches, and they give out so much information. And when you have so much information, it can paralyze your ability to be able to even close your first deal or your next deal, because there's claims out there of thinking outside of the box, get creative and things like that. Wholesaling as a whole, as a business model, is already basically outside of the box. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with being creative, but make sure you gotta find the sweet spots, which is always in between, and don't overthink yourself outside of the box. So hopefully, I really think that this was an awesome training for you. I really hope that you really enjoyed it and it made a lot of sense to you. Share this video. Make sure you download the book. Okay, the book is Smart Real Estate Wholesaling. You want to learn Facebook ads. You want to learn the mindset that you want to have about this business, especially in the digital age. Your resources, how you manage your resources, is influenced by the time that you live in. So if you're not marketing like the time you live in, you're going to waste a lot of resources, and you're going to be chasing after yourself basically and not getting anything done. So make sure you're paying attention to that.